Hi everybody, it's Webflow Joe with an Finsweet Webflow Hack. In this hack, we learn how to create sub-bullets inside of a rich text element. Working with rich text, we can only set one level of bullets. We're going to change that today and make a sub-bullet list under an existing bullet. Let's see how it works. We're in the live example and we see a rich text element with different levels of sub-bullets. This is all the same rich text, and you can see we have a sub-bullet and a sub-bullet of the sub-bullet. So we're applying these different levels of bullets to the same li element in the same rich text element. We're in Designer and we have a rich text element on the page. This rich text element has a class applied to it in this example, but we don't need any classes or IDs for this hack to work. We don't need a class on the rich text element. We don't need a class on the list item. We don't need a class on the list. Everything is working with custom code and the tilde character. The tilde character, or the squiggly, is going to tell JavaScript to apply a unique class to this list item. Look what we're doing here. This is a normal bullet. We don't have any squiggly. This is a sub-bullet. We have one squiggly. And this is a sub-bullet of a sub-bullet. And we have two squigglies to indicate that. So this is a normal text character. And if I were to go and not add that, we now have a double squiggly, and this would actually turn into a sub-bullet. So let's jump into custom code and see how all of this works. Let's break down this code line by line. Inside the head, we're going to be applying some custom CSS styles. Before the closing body tag, we're going to be inserting our JavaScript. Here inside the head, we are establishing some important classes, and we are applying a margin left style to these classes. First, we have the hack20 sub-bullet class, and this is getting a style of margin left 15. And here we have the hack20 sub-bullet 2 class, and this has a style of margin left 30. What these classes are doing is making our li elements move over to the left either 15 pixels or 30 pixels. So if we have one squiggly item, we're going to be adding this class to the li element. And if we have two squigglies, we're going to add this class to the li element. So the li element moving over 15 pixels looks like a sub-bullet, and then moving over 30 pixels is going to look like a sub-bullet. And here we have our media query. Anything lower than tablet mode is going to have a margin left of 10, margin left of 20, just making the margin left a little bit smaller because we have less space. The only thing that we have to do here is make sure that our classes up here in the custom CSS are the same classes that we have down in JavaScript. And of course, if you'd prefer to make these classes and write the styles inside Designer, you can do that too. As long as these classes are present on the style sheet, whether it's inside Designer or inside the head, it's totally fine. Let's jump into the JavaScript and see how we apply these classes to the list items. Before the closing body tag, we're going to insert our script. When the DOM is ready, we're going to get all of our list items, li elements, and we're going to store them in a variable called list items. And for each of our list items, we're going to run a function. And this function is going to check for the squiggly character. That's all it's doing. It's just checking for the squiggly character and then saying, apply this class or apply this class. It's not actually applying the class, it's just checking and saying, hey, we're going to apply this class later on. So this function is saying, let's look at the text of the list item, and if it starts with two squigglies, go ahead and run the indent text function with these arguments. This li element, the one that has two squigglies, is going to get this class, the subbullet 2 class. If it has two squigglies, great, we're going to do that. If it doesn't have two squigglies, we're going to skip this and we're going to go to the else if. And the same thing, if the text of the list item starts with one squiggly, then we're going to run the indent text function with this argument. This li element that has the one squiggly is going to get the hack 20 subbullet class. Great. Now, of course, we need to go to our indent text function. But first, let me make it clear that if you only have one subbullet and you're not doing a sub-subbullet, this still works. You can keep it exactly as is. Just every time it checks for an li element, it's going to say, okay, I don't see two squigglies. Let's go on to the one squiggly. You can even add 3 squigglies and 4 squigglies and continue on with this if, else if, else if, else if, and continue adding different classes and different levels of subbullets. But for now, we're just doing 2, and you can customize it as you jump in. All right, now let's get into the meaty indent text function. This is essentially our class adding function, and the function that's going to reformat the text to remove the squigglies. Okay, so this function, indent text, is going to take in 2 arguments, li and class name, and here we have established what arguments to pass through the function up here in our check of the squigglies. So we are going to add the class name. We're going to get the li, and we're going to add the class with the class name that we specified. And here it is the class name that we specified. So this element with one squiggly is going to add a class that we've established here. And there we go. You can see how these 2 functions are working together, and we are getting information from this function and we are using it in the indent text function further down. And after we add the classes, great, now we have our indented text, but we still have these weird squigglies before our text. And of course, we don't want the squiggly characters, so we have to go ahead and remove those characters from the text. So we are going to create the text without the squigglies. And this is a variable called reformatted text. And this reformatted text variable is going to be the li element that has these squiggly characters. We're going to target the text of this li element, and we're going to replace any of the squiggly characters with nothing. Nice. So we take the squigglies, we're going to remove them, and we're going to store this new text that looks nice without the squigglies as reformatted text. And then we're going to take each of the li elements, we're going to take the text, and we're going to change it to this newly reformatted text. Great. Hopefully you followed along through all of this. This is super, super powerful. It's essentially a class adder for any element inside your rich text. So you can apply this same logic of checking for squigglies, applying a class, reformatting the text to H2, 3, 4, 1, paragraph, numbers, anything. It all will work. This is an awesome hack. Please try some cool stuff. Send it to us. I'd love to see what you can do with this hack. Thank you so much for checking out this hack. Please clone the project. We have the entire hacks project available for clone. Start learning how these hacks work and use them on your live site. We're always releasing new hacks, so if you want to be updated, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want a super simple plain text email when we release a new hack, sign up at finsweet.com. www.finsweet.com/hacks-updates. If you want to request a hack, we'll check it out and see if it's possible in Webflow. Go to finsweet.com/hacks-request. That's effing sweet.